you sure?
We're 100% alive.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right. Sorry.
Okay.
It's us.
Hello.
Hey, hello. We're here. It is a lovely first day of spring in Australia.
Well and truly sprung.
Ben ate a lot of ham.
Did you? Oh, the spring ham and
It's an Australian
Lovely.
tradition.
Hamfest.
I went to Hamfest, my local Hamfest.
City of Ham, they call it.
And I ate too much.
Oh, well.
But we're here to answer your questions.
We are. So if you have any questions at all, hit us up right now. I think we already had a couple, which was good. Will they remember Gribbets? Bandit 424? No, they did not.
I mean, in our hearts we will, but in a more real, practical sense, they will constantly Kevin McAllister him.
Well, to be
along
clear,
the way.
so Gribbets is somewhere inside the library in the heart of Ubtao, which is slowly falling apart.
Maybe he'll become the new old man who makes the recordings and wears the
Maybe that is Gribbets. Maybe it's like a time paradox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I like
think
that.
that's likely.
Do I use timers in the game? No, not really. I mean, I have Ben's watch in front of me, and I try to make sure that the game ends at the right time. But
sometimes you'll see someone leaning over and tapping at the watch and looking pointedly at Dave.
Yeah, that's the subtle.
and then I'm sitting there going like, I cannot make this reach an end point.
Heart attack.
Everybody dies. Yeah. So
somebody at Tacky Hammer asked Ben, was it worth it? Yes.
the ham.
No, well, actually, I thought they meant the stupid riddle, but they could have also meant the ham.
Goddamn riddle.
Both were worth it. I would do both again.
The riddle was fun. Actually, friend of the podcast, Matt Roden, helped you write the first line.
Yeah, well,
First
the first one, I was like, I need something that sounds a lot like a real thing, and he's very good at that. So yeah, it was good. So you have Matt Roden to blame for that.
Absolutely. Who was in the long lost?
Who was Tim Allen
in the episode that we will never see?
Yeah.
That sounds like such a tease. Like we're going to release it, but we actually can't. So I'm sorry. Let's see. Any other questions that people found the stream?
A B Pancakes asks, why are you such jerks?
B Pancakes.
Thanks for joining the stream, B Pancakes.
Well, actually, we're all really nice, but Simon Griner is a mess.
He's a dreadful man.
So it was really good.
We're actually going to kick him out.
Yeah.
So this was us testing to see if we could do the show without him.
We can.
My wife saw your son at the markets today. So...
That sounded like a threat.
It did, didn't it?
It's like that's the equivalent of sending a photo of him sleeping. Will we ever see Gribbets again? Well,
yes.
Never say never, Vesson. And never say... Sir Grimsby as well. We don't know. The bodies were never found.
Please. I'm so sick of him. Please. It's like we talk a lot about like, oh, I hate when we kill NPCs that we planned, and not that one. That one can die.
He's a great character. He's a well
rounded,
thought out, well fleshed out character.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see come back?
Good question.
I mean, I know any voices you like, you'll just do.
I'll just do it again. Yeah. I liked the kind of meth-addled frog. I thought that was a...
Oh, you got really into acting him.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, you were sort of channeling season 1 of Breaking Bad as a kind of magical frog king.
Yeah. He's good. Gronk?
No, I don't believe so, but...
Grok.
Somebody said bring Dilge back, not a question. But,
not a question.
We'll take it as a comment.
Yep,
take that under advisement.
Well, it's hard with Dilge because... And it's hard with any kind of NPC that is played by a guest because we're totally at the mercy of, like... their schedules and stuff.
Which is why Johnny PlayStation spends so much time in a cryo cell.
Did anyone consider seducing the trial of Cunning Man?
The first riddle was a bit sexy,
right?
What was the riddle again?
It was black as day and bright as sky.
No, it was
sun.
dark as night and bright as sun.
My shadow dies as ravens run.
Yeah, I would fuck that riddle. I would fuck that riddle. 100%.
I'm sorry you got a boner from that riddle.
We'd like to apologise for all unintended boners.
Yeah, when will Dave be on Free to Get Home? That's a very good question.
Oh yeah,
you could answer that.
Oh, you'd want to talk to Michael King? No, I don't know. We recorded an episode with you that we couldn't use because the sound quality was so bad.
Yeah, and also I think that I was very allergic to your cat, so
yeah,
I sneezed a lot.
That's not going to change.
No.
I don't know. Come record one tomorrow. I think we have time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I would do it. I would do one.
Well, the
tomorrow.
next episode that is going to come out is Simon Griner.
Hey.
I have to edit it tomorrow.
But yeah, you should race through the Dragon Friends really quickly.
Yeah. We'll have to do Benny before he goes, but yeah.
Eat Crab asks, does Dave enjoy watching the Dragon Friends struggle with situations they couldn't just solve with murder?
I will take that is in the like that question as an honest question and not just like a dig. And I will say that I am really enjoying puzzles this season.
Yeah, I hate them.
Yeah,
I love puzzles.
Part of it.
Alex is so bad at puzzles.
Yeah, I think you're missing that bit of the brain.
I'd like to blame Filge for that. I don't think Filge would be very good
It's
at
a
puzzles.
deep dive into character.
Yeah.
On Simon also hates them, he says. Somebody asks, Ben, what character would you roll if you were a player and not an NPC? That's a cool question. I really like the kind of roguey halfling Bobby vibe, but we already
so you'll just take Bobby?
I'll kill
Well,
something.
that's great because we're actually kicking Simon out.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, that's true.
What's left? Like, we've got an orc, we've got a wizard, we've got
we
a
don't have
fighter.
we don't have a bard, we don't have a ranger, we don't have a paladin.
Oh
Do
no!
I have a butt monster?
I mean, we have friends that are all those things. Kithasi the paladin.
Yeah.
Twiggy of the forest.
Based
The ranger.
based entirely on Hearthstone
Mm.
characters, I would like to play.
Ben's been playing a lot of Hearthstone.
I deleted it from my phone. I would like to play a sort of priest. I think that would be
Yeah.
fun.
You know what? Cleric is like is a staple. It's like normally, it's one of the most common classes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
'Cause it's so useful.
We got as far as we did without the ability to heal
right.
anybody.
Yeah, because they just
Um,
heal you during combat.
I'd like to
Oh,
play a
that's
kind of
really
youth group leader style cleric.
Like
that'd be
Bracely.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Krita asks, are we learning anything by watching ourselves play?
I am learning that I do this a lot with my hands.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's precise. It doesn't mean anything, and it's just a lot of this.
In that vein, I've learnt to cut down the amount of drinks that I have during a show. Watching this back, honestly, it's like it's one of the most. It was one of the most uncomfortable things to do, to watch an episode where I'm drunk and go like, oh, this is actually awful. And it's very confronting. I really like, if anybody's looking to cut down their alcohol intake, I encourage to film yourself trying to do something quite complicated and then watch it back.
It's
I
also
really enjoy watching it back and seeing everything that Benny's doing, because I miss so much of
Yeah.
it.
totally.
Because it just feel, we're just kind of in it, and then it's really nice to see that and see him like weaving all those like David Bowie themes.
Yeah. As we were saying before,
Yeah, I really like
Ben was saying that I'm sure you spotted it in the stream, but yeah, Benny kind of, once we mentioned Bowie, had an entire kind of Bowie motif that ran for the entire rest of the episode. It was very cool.
How did we come up with NPC standalone in addition to DM? That's probably just because we all knew each other doing comedy improv.
Yeah.
And we like in improv, there's such a cliche of throwing offers to somebody and telling them what their character is like and just trusting them to go with it, or even swapping characters with each other.
Yeah.
And me and Ben played a lot of improv back when we were at uni, so it kind of just made sense that it was like, we didn't want to have 6 million characters, but we knew we wanted a lot of people involved in the show, and that was one way to do it.
I think it was also partly inspired by a really stupid sketch that we did at uni called I Can Do All the Characters.
Oh, yeah.
Which was basically that, which was like me and Hing on stage and me kind of boasting that I was a character actor and Hing just sort of giving stupid character
Because it is
names
actually
and-
true that Ben can do all the characters.
I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, there's a great character that Ben plays in the latest episode of the podcast. So if you follow the stream but you don't follow the podcast, Ben plays a wonderful costume shop owner.
A wonderful. I'm going to Italy in a couple of weeks, and I think this is going to be a problem.
Do you have any Dragon Friends fans in Italy?
Not
yeah,
anymore.
not anymore. We do get some downloads there. So hachimachi, as they say in the
Hachimachi.
motherland.
Evil and Preserved, thank you for watching it once again. The standard question, how did everyone start playing D&D? Well, as you know, most of the Dragon Friends had never played until we started doing this.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago, but Dave started playing.
I played a game-
like in the toilets at school when you were getting bullied.
Sure, I mean that's not true.
Was it at university or school?
I started playing a game with Jordan, who's also been on
Oh,
the podcast. So she plays Kithasi Galantara, Jordan Raskopoulos, who's also in Axis of Awesome with Benny, and she and me and some of our friends played 3.5 edition, and yeah, and then that was it. And then I didn't play for ages and ages and ages until we did this.
What's interesting is that given, like, now that we all play D&D probably more regularly than most D&D players, none of us have done D&D outside of this.
Oh, Hing does.
Oh, Hing does?
Hing, there is a monthly D&D game that they play at Riot, the company that makes League of Legends, in the Australian offices, and Hing's in it.
Oh.
And Hing plays a wizard in it, and he takes it really seriously, and he's learned how to use all the magic, and he's min-maxed
I didn't know that. He's Secret Shame.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was talking about how he doesn't have enough AoE and CC for it to be a wizard, because obviously the main DPS classes are going to be at the front, but he needs to be there for crowd control.
Oh my god, I'm going to beat him up so hard next time I see him. That's so good.
Takehammer asks, I love Jordan. When will Powerbuck come back?
Get Jordan
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I mean, like...
We've talked about doing for a while as a one-shot. We wanted to do the Dragon Fiends, which were like those who have been crossed and wronged by the Dragon Friends.
Yeah.
And that would be Edvard Ostvik, the Blackguard, Dark Paladin, Kithisi, she renounced.
I mean,
her vows.
arguably Dilge.
The ghost of spooky ghost of Dilge.
Eve Beauregard's character was...
Someone Bloodgood.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, it's been hard with Shadowrun because we keep wanting to bring characters back, but you have to kind of try and construe a way that they could be in this world.
Yeah,
But like, so people keep pointing out that Zoe Norton Lodge's character technically is still wandering around Chiba.
Well, all of them are, because it's the same narrative. So Ostvik's dead, but of course death isn't the end either in D&D. Oh no, Ostvik is dead and his body was obliterated.
That's right.
So he's not coming back.
You've got quite a long question.
Oh, Dave, has the Tomb of Annihilation stream changed your opinion on where the next few seasons will take the Dragon Friends? Are they less likely to return to Faerun? I have had so much fun doing Shadowrun. I really enjoyed doing sci-fi for a bit, and I would really like to do a bit of plane jumping. Have a bit of a sliders attitude to it. So it might be a while.
Oh.
And now that we've sort of split the Dragon Friends up, we get all our fantasy Faerun stuff anyway. I don't know if we're going to end this in Chult in 3 episodes. I think that it's kind of fun to keep it going.
Yeah, and there's so much of we kind of mentioned in the thread before that Shaq's working on a kind of really fun animation map thing. When you see it, you'll realise just how little of Chult we've actually done.
Well, I think if we ended Chult in 3 episodes time, it would be really sad, because it would be like they have a map to Omu and they'd be like an hour out, and it would be like, okay, now you go back home.
Yeah.
There would be no payoff. So yeah, we might just sort of see. I really want to do Eberron. I've said before, I wouldn't mind doing Seven Seas. I wouldn't mind doing a very stupid one based on Warhammer. And I really want to do End of the World, that one I talked to you about.
Oh yeah.
That'd be really cool. Not End of the World. Anyway, just a post-apocalyptic one.
Cool.
Anyone? Is that it? Do we have any other questions? Or
if you have any more questions, you can.
Is reality only what is observed, and what defined it? Observe and what observes? That one's for you, Alex.
The answer is yes.
Nah.
And that will be the last question.
If you want to ask us more questions, go to our Facebook page and just post on the wall there, or send us a private message if your question is private. I suppose.
Yeah.
We have a Patreon, which you can go to at www.patreon.com.
We are very, very slow at getting the Patreon rewards out. There's some cool content there, but
We still got merch on our page.
Oh yeah, you can buy merch.
Yeah.
You can buy a t-shirt. We're going to release soon a Johnny PlayStation t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and maybe a hoodie. We're thinking a tour hoodie.
Oh, and also we're getting closer to a final design for my Dragon Friends t-shirt, me and Simon. So
your
mean
tattoo has
tattoo?
now been downgraded.
Sorry, tattoo.
I would be angry if
Read the fine print. It was that I will wear a Dragon Friends t-shirt for a minute. No. So yeah.
Cool. All right. And yeah. Oh, and I also, just so anyone knows, I spoke to Hing while playing a video game last night, and Hing's towels arrived.
Oh,
good.
good.
Oh, he can bring them along.
He's going to bring him to the next stream. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Miles.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.